Alrighty. I wanted to go over some photos I just found last night. I don't know how I missed these, or even if I did document them. I don't think I did. But first off, I'll show the area. In this specific spot, I would bring the dog walking. This is Meadowbrook, Fitchburg, Mass. Mind you, I've gotten a lot of ghost activity in this place. And as you can clearly see, this white streak of light. Now this is a collage I made, but I had to take this out and screenshot it, but this photo, I can tell you right now, someone had said that this might be like a pet animal or an animal orb. I mean, I did have my other pug pass away at this house. About if there is a pet, that would be him, or if it's just something else. Whatever the case may be, you can clearly see that sucker streaking across my camera. And you can tell by the lights on the building in the background that is not no string of light, no flash malfunction, right? Very bright, very distinctive. Now, people often ask, what's the difference between an orb and a dust? Well, dust, I'll tell you, you gotta use common sense. Dust is a fuzzy ball, and when caught in the camera, you would see ridges around it. Orbs are friggin', of course, bright white or grayish, and no ridges, straight, as we see here, straight. And whatever that was, man, I don't know, for some reason, when I was standing in this spot, like I say, I get these feelings, like the ghost, like the house I speak of in Gardner that I did a job in. And I just started shooting my camera, and this thing just happened to be in the shot. Like I said, someone said it's an animal orb. Still haven't found the right person for any of my stuff. I mean, I'll take the guy's word for it and everything, but, it's just insane what I catch, which leads me to my next collage I got. And of course, as you can see, the orb at the Fort Devens right here. As you can clearly see that round, bright orb, that was at the Fort Devens Theater that is haunted. And like I say, after I said, if there's anybody who wants to, be known they're here, for now, speaker forever, hold your peace. And like this damn orb flew across the phone on the stage that I was not holding and made himself known. I do have, other orbs and stuff throughout this. Even in that picture here where you see the white fence, that's the Goodnow, Mary Goodnow site, which I think I caught her in a colonial white dress. In the background on the wall, there was no sun shining that day to illuminate any type of light. And you could clearly see dark hair, a white dress in the background. So, I mean, it's crazy how things just form around me. And then you got the non-believers on these photos, because they definitely will fight you to the end to say this is all, that's a dust bunny, and that's just your flash on your camera. But when you got distinctive stuff like this, or like this, that is bright, round, and distinctively, straight, there is not no flash on it. Yes, the flash was on in this top picture, but you can clearly see the illuminated floor But all around, I never had that phone in my hand. So how does that explain that being a friggin' flash moving? Don't. But in my next collage, like I said, I was looking through them and I noticed this. I might have not have noticed it when I don't know, when I took them. Maybe I thought it was the Venus planet, but because I do have a lot of pictures with the moon and Venus shining bright right next to a little bright white dot. But as you can distinctively see in these photos, that these things have moved. They are moving. And I think I want to say when these go in the photo album, or when I took them, and this was from another phone. This wasn't from the phone I have now. But if I go back, I'll have to look on which phone I had. But that don't even matter, because in order, I think I want to say the bottom right corner was the first maybe picture. No, the top one. I'm trying to think. Maybe I think it goes from top to bottom. So this would be the first. Now, that does look kind of fuzzy, of course, because of the lighting and everything and the distance, mind you. Now, remember the building I show you, there's the pitch of the roof down here. And there's the pitch with the window, the roof. And that means this was a good far distance from this dot. And you can clearly see this one moving. Now, what do you know, or even think of a dust bunny moving and stretching itself? Let alone being outside in the cold air. There's no dust bunny in the world that friggin' would be floating up in the air over your head and you catch it. But so, right, we got the first one. That, you know, that's the best way I can explain it. And if people don't believe it or think this is a flash, then there's stupid written all over your face. That's a distinctive clear dot, and you can see the illumination of the light around this dot. So that was a friggin' bright friggin' orb right there. It wouldn't be the first one I caught. So we got the first one, and then it moves, and this one's more solid. So that means this one was probably moving. I mean, it's the same orb, but moving here. That's why it looks fuzzy. Here it must have stopped. And actually, you can, it looks like, I was looking at this, you can see a freaking face around it. And eyes and a mouth. But you can clearly see that thing's solid. Stopped. Then you come down to this one. And yeah, it's over here. It's here. Moving. Stopped. Like I say, man, that looks like it got a face. I was looking at that last night. A friggin' face. And then it must have zipped over here. And then stopped again. So this thing was friggin' moving and watching at the same time. Insane, huh? And then it goes back. I mean, then it looks like it's starting to go back and moving. And after, I mean, this must have been the last picture I didn't take no other picture. I mean, this was the last one, so clearly, as you can see, and like I say, in this spot, the damn activity. Now, ever since I moved into this house in the beginning, there must have been something, I can't say followed me there. I think it was already there. And whoever lived there, or either passed through the apartment, someone had to have died and was very pissed off, I can tell you that. Because my son, my youngest son, Bryce, he We had to have him in our room because, he was so young at the time. I think he was 3. That, if he'd sleep by himself somewhere, he'd be the type to get up and wander out the friggin' outside. So he was pinned up against the wall over by the other side of the bed, long over, away from the door. But in the corner of the room, I didn't catch nothing. Because it probably only came out at certain times, this goddamn thing. Obviously woke up Bryce in the middle of the night and he sat there staring at the corner of the wall. I don't even think I even documented this. Because in the beginning, I wasn't even thinking of this stuff, right? But I did start taking pictures, but I didn't get nothing in them. So this thing emerged, of course, at 3 in the morning, and at the time I didn't have my night vision. At the time I didn't have a good enough phone. But, I should have got up at the time and turned that sucker on, but I wasn't thinking of it because at first I thought he was, just having a nightmare, but eventually it started rolling through my mind that whatever was in that corner, it was showing itself. So, and he was staring at that corner, just screaming. And after that night, I had to put him downstairs, and for 6 months, 6 goddamn months. And I've got photos. Actually, I can do that now. I forgot all about that. I got photos in there with a mist. So I have to go through them. During Christmas time, mind you. That show a mist and even a face on the wall. Evil face. Yeah, now that I've mentioned it, I forgot about it. Like I said, that happened in like 2012 or 13, for Christ's sakes. And I did make my, I just never thought of it to use this. I was going to do it, but forgot all about it. But I did make a collage of that, so I'm going to have to go on back and check that out, put it up, and show you the mist of when I used to sleep downstairs with my son. I got up, and I had some funky-ass dreams in that house. Like the dream I had of, woman in a dress, and she's sitting there trying to speak, but no words are coming out. And I literally got up and I'm talking to this person in my dream saying, "What are you doing in my house? You're going to wake up my kids. What do you do? Get the hell out." I opened up the door, they walked out, and there was 3 of them too. And I was like, "Get the hell out of here." And then they go to the friggin' window when I threw them outside. And they're opening the windows with their, their friggin' powers. And I'm shutting the window. I said, "Cut the shit." And I'm sitting there yelling at this thing. They're out there and their mouth is blabbing away, but no words are coming out. No sounds coming out. And then finally I go running outside, and the outside is just dark gray. Everything looks gray. And I'm sitting there and they're walking towards me, and their mouth is just yapping away. And I'm like, "Get the fuck," and I'm just yelling at them and telling them to get the hell out of here. You're going to wake up my kids, And for some reason, I'm over here worried about the kids being woken up because I don't want to deal with them right now, right? And these things are just walking around and opening the windows, and it's like, what the eventually I wake up out of the dream, but something was in that apartment, and that was also, where I got a dark entity growling at me. I got this glass vase that got slid off the friggin' fridge. And I'm the one who put it up there, and I'm the one who tested that. The only way this thing could have slid off the fridge or fell off the fridge is if someone came in and threw their whole body, or if, like my kids when they wrestle, pushing each other. If one of the kids would have pushed the other into that fridge, then it would have dropped. But this thing just went slid. Pash! So there was something in that frickin' house. But eventually, it went away. I don't know what happened or what I did, but I think I must have scared it. Hopefully it took a good notice of my face and, got the hell out of there. But after a while, I mean, it must have either just took in that we were staying there or it left. But a lot of paranormal activity in that house. A lot of this outside. And like I said, I don't know how I missed these. I mean, I did go over this about a few weeks ago, a month ago. I'm like, damn. But I been meaning to put them together, and, well, here they are. So, yeah, it started here, hit here, moved way over there, and then started going back, and then I stopped shooting. But every night when I'd go out in this, for a while after that first streak, I started to stand in the same spot. And of course, well, I gotta look at the dates on this, and I gotta go back and look at the date when this, I think this started in November. It was either November or October I caught this. So a lot of winter cold months bring out the dead, I guess. But anyways, oh man, just insane is the stuff that went on at this place. And I was on the other side of some buildings, and I even got a friggin' orb flashing in my phone on the other side. I've heard noises and, damn. I've documented a lot of stuff in there too, so, but that's probably way back. Man, I can't believe I'm almost got like 1,900 plus videos now, trying to keep myself motivated and going, and hoping one day YouTube takes a notice and starts paying me like they should have been, you pricks. 2017, man. Whenever that happened, that Logan Paul, man, I want to punch that kid in the fucking face. I was $16 off of getting my threshold, and that fucking prick. Oh, man, I hate saying his name, but let it be known. Let it be known. Anybody that's got to do extra hard work on YouTube, it's because of that piece of shit, Logan Paul. I hope everybody fucking unfriends him and gives him nasty comments, and I hope he fucking gets diarrhea and shits himself for a year. Fucking piece of shit. But anyways, oh man. Something there was following me all through that place. And I'll never know what it was because I had to leave, but I spent 6 years in that place, man. Got a lot of good stuff. And I'm continuing to bang on through and break through as a serious ghost hunter. Because they follow me, as you can see. That right there is one clear orb, boy, in a face. Look at that face. You can see, look like it's the dots in its mouth. Yeah, that's right. Well, till next video, be safe, take care, and always believe. Damn know what's coming for me. I catch it all. Out.